Comcast Cable Channel 5 presents high school wrestling. Today it's the inaugural Tri-County Conference Championships. With John Vogeding, I'm John Mondelli, and Vogue, we're right off at 103, and Curtis Becker of Kingsway in the finals gets the quick takedown and a 2-0 lead.
Curtis Becker, a freshman from Kingsway, as we have mentioned earlier before this year.
(23-5).
Curtis Becker having a great year, 23-5. His opponent, Rob Gillard of Delsea, also a freshman, 21-6.
This tournament will help out in district seedings, region seedings, and the first one, Vogue, what do you think so far? The overall tournament.
Well, I think it's run very smoothly, and as you saw in the pan shot when we first come on, there are 3 mats on the floor right now, first and second being wrestled for in the middle mat. On one side of the middle mat, wrestling for third and fourth. On the other side of the middle mat, wrestling for fifth and sixth. Everything's running pretty much true to form. They anticipated that the finals wouldn't start till 3 o'clock, but it's 20 after 2, and things have run like clockwork, so an early start.
Early start on Kingsway leading in the team tournament, Vogue, by a ton, almost a 100-point lead over Delsea.
And you'll see 2 officials on each mat. The official working this mat in charge is Dave Miller, whose son is a 6th-year senior at Rider University this year. Recently suffered an injury that may have prematurely ended his career. He's a senior, but he suffered a bulging disc. Stalling warning on the Kingsway wrestler. Assisting on the mat,
Mike Cockrell. So 3 matches going on at one time. We talk about Becker votes with that fine season. The 2 quality wins I think of in the state was that win we saw last week against Zeisloff in the Tri-County Colonial Showcase, and his win over Tully we saw at the beginning of the year in Camden Catholic match.
No question. And it looks like a lot of losses for a wrestler with 6 losses.
5 losses.
5 losses, I'm sorry. But you have to look at the amount of talent too that you go up against. So that's a little bit deceiving.
You talked about their schedule before, wrestling in that tournament out by Penn State and the Virginia duels.
So you're meeting top quality competition there. So, basically, all told, it's an excellent start for him as a freshman.
And he has a 2-0 lead. Becker choosing neutral. He got the takedown in the first period, so chooses neutral here. Look how quick he goes after that ankle. Doesn't get it. Gillard fighting it off.
Talk about a 3-ring circus. That's exactly what we have today with the 3 mats out there all one time, and just a showcase of talent in the Tri-County.
What's the most they had going on here, Vogue? 4 or 5?
They started Friday with 4 mats on here for the pre-quarterfinal and the quarterfinal rounds. They had 4 mats earlier on today for the semifinal round. Broke it down to 3 mats for all these final bouts. Plenty of room in here. It'd be a beautiful place to have a district or a regional championship, no question.
Another takedown for Becker. He has a 4-0 lead. Yeah, I was surprised. I think Overbrook hosts District 31. Some of these schools are in 31, some in District 29.
And Region 8 for a number of years now, ever since it left Vineland and went to Absegami. Absegami's had a stranglehold on it, but there's a nice panoramic view of the largeness of this gymnasium. It'd be a perfect place to have a regional tournament, in my opinion.
Looks like we're going to have a freestyle start. Becker obviously confident on his feet with the 2 takedowns.
And of course the athletic director here at Williamstown High School is Roy Fenimore, who has been here for a number of years and very close to retirement, so it's a shame that he didn't get a shot at running a district or regional tournament here before he retired.
4-1 lead, Becker, 50 seconds left. Gillard takes the shot this time.
And you notice that Becker never panicked when Gillard got in deep. He tried to roll through with it. They're almost in a stalemate situation right now. Still no takedown. Gillard trying to come out the back door, trying to lift the legs, and still battling.
Got the 2.
Got the 2.
4-3. Trying to work for back points, Vogue. She's got Becker in trouble.
Oh, brother. Oh, my. Oh, my.
6 seconds. Does he have enough time? He's going to get 3 back points and take a 6-4 lead into the 3rd period.
Wow.
How about that quick turnaround? There it is, Voj.
All right.
And Gillard down 4-0. Nice job coming back.
And getting that near side cradle after he got the takedown, and has Becker in just a ton of trouble right there.
Becker's going to cut him. Now, he did this before, and he got him in a little bit of trouble.
Well, you let him go. You
gotta take him down. Now he's down by 3, so he's going to need a big move somewhere here in the 3rd period, or a couple takedowns and caution on Delsea. Gillard again with the shot. Becker trying to fight it off.
Oh, Gillard's got it. It's very impressive. And on the legs again, trying to throw his hips around to where he can get complete control. Again, near a stalemate situation. But the official let him wrestle, and Becker's fighting hard. If he gets his hip out and spins behind, he'll get 2 points for a takedown. Stalemate is called.
1:24 left on the clock.
Again, Gillard takes a shot. Becker counters it very well, but Gillard doesn't give up. He's right in on the leg. Oh, my.
These 2 guys wrestled, Voj, the 25th of January, or the 25th of January, it looks like 24th of January, 24th. Becker winning 8-2.
Wow.
A little revenge, maybe.
No question. Another stalemate. Time running out, 55 seconds to go. Curtis Becker down by 3 points. Again, fires in at a takedown attempt. Oh, my. Oh, my. Boy, Gillard not panicking one bit out there.
Gets a takedown.
Oh, brother.
9-4, and Trump back points too.
Oh, my.
And a pin.
Oh, brother. 27
seconds left in the period. And Voj, he goes down in the record books as the first champion in this tournament.
Inaugural Tri-County Conference tournament. Wow, what a performance. Holy mackerel.
So Curtis Becker with the win. We will take a break and be right back. Back at Williamstown High School, John Mondelli and John Vogeding. Voj, we're at 112 pounds.
112 pounds, Eric Rigger, an impressive freshman from Delsea that we've seen earlier this year, 22-6 this year. His opponent, Ron Cuff, a junior from Schalick High School, 23-5. We're going to run through these weight classes one at a time, make sure all bouts are finished before they go to the next weight class. And after this weight class, they will be presenting medals to the top 6 wrestlers in this tournament. The inaugural Tri-County Conference tournament.
No points yet, a lot of action on the mat. Cuff trying to get the takedown.
He's got the near side cradle if he can steps over and gets control, but right so far they're still pummeling each other trying to get the takedown. There's a takedown by Cuff. Still got the near side cradle on, trying to get back points out of this move. Rigger fighting back. He breaks the cradle and he gets a reversal.
Tied at 2, 1 minute in, first period.
Ron Cockrell, the official in this match, in charge. Dave Miller now the assistant official. Because if people haven't heard yet, wrestling lost one of its all-time big supporters by former coach and official Alex Nyman, who passed away Thursday night.
Yeah, Nyman in the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame. Big name in South Jersey wrestling, Coach.
Was a coach at Cherry Hill, well, Delaware Township actually, before he went to Cherry Hill. And then he started the wrestling program at Rutgers Camden. Was a long-time official. Member of the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame, the Cherry Hill West Hall of Fame, and the Westchester University Hall of Fame.
Rigger's got to bring him right down, Voge.
Well, he's sticking to him like glue. Now he's got him up in the air. There you go. He goes to the front trip. Try and get his man down.
Stalemate.
You see Brian Farnham, the coach of Schalick High School, whose team will be in the Group 1 playoffs.
Kind of strange, Broge. Delsea not in the playoffs for the first time in a while, huh?
Well, they have a rugged schedule this year. I mean, you look at all the losses. I think they have like 10 losses, and every one of them are ranked ahead of them in the rankings in South Jersey. The caution to the bottom wrestler going too quickly. That's how it's going to end up after one period, a 2-2 stalemate after one period. Tough had the choice and elected to defer.
These guys wrestled, Voge, December 18th with Rigger winning 7-0.
So this is interesting. The first bout we had a wrestler reverse what happened previously, and could well happen in this bout. And of course, all kinds of implications down the road. When you wrestle in a tournament like this, this is the most recent match. And when you go head to head and you split, the most recent match takes precedence over an earlier match.
A lot of wrestling's taken place too, Voge, in the last couple months, and as we said, it's all compacted with that week being cut out of the schedule.
No question, it's making them stay in great tip-top shape and very little rest in between bouts. Of course, competition like this weekend will certainly prepare them for the district tournament and the regional tournament coming up. And if they advance to Atlantic City, this is what they're going to see in Atlantic City, bout after bout, as long as they keep winning. There you see a reversal.
So both of Rigger's points, Voge, are all four, both coming on two reversals.
Yeah, and he has a 4-2 lead. And that reversal came with about 30 seconds left in the period. We often talked about giving up late points in a period. Potentially dangerous.
Greg Sawyer, former state finalist, Voge. One of those epic matches. I think it was Lopez, right?
Yep, and now the head coach of Delsea Regional High School. Steve Isles, the coach back then, and Steve Isles now the athletic director at Delsea Regional. Longtime friend of Jesse Castro, who's now the head coach down at Liberty University in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Yeah, I know somebody, a friend of mine, just wrote a nice article. Does a college wrestling column each week, Voge, and the Courier did a nice article on Jesse Castro. That would be you.
Thank you.
Nice to see the officials walking by doing the oh yeah, oh my's and oh brothers, Voge. The officials heckling you. Little do they know we can get even during the match.
Oh yeah.
There's a escape. 4-3.
And very, very close to a reversal, but ending up with the escape. 4-3 match.
And Rigger with the takedown. That's two big points. He's now up 6-3.
And he did the smart thing. When he felt the reversal coming, he let Cuff go, so to speak, stayed in proximity with him, but was willing to give him the point because he wanted to fire back and get two. Now he's got potential back point situation developing. Got the half in. Cuff looks away and fights it off. Under a minute to go. Rigger's in a battle with Cuff of Schalick. Uh-oh, potentially dangerous. That knee goes one way comfortably, but not both ways. And a neutral was given there because Rigger came
Farnham's going to discuss that right now. It's 6-4.
Yeah, I think what his argument is going to be is Cuff was well on his way to a reversal, but it had to be stopped for potentially dangerous, and therefore that's why the escape was offered.
.48 seconds.
45 seconds and running. Time is running out for Cuff. Rigger's got another takedown. Very comfortable 8-4 lead now. Rigger was relentless out there and going after that additional 2 points.
Hey, Voge, I left you for a second. I went and mic'd the PA announcer so we can get the award ceremonies after each match. And that's also my cue to the truck that I did it.
Caution. Caution against Rigger there.
Rigger wearing a black shoe and a white shoe, Voge.
Very, very
observant of me.
Fashion conscious out there.
Or pretty observant of me. 20 seconds.
Got no help on that, right?
None at all, Voge. There's a reversal, but I don't know if there's enough time, Voge. He's down 8-6 with 12 seconds. He's got to put him on his back. And I'm thinking, you know, no stall warnings. You're pretty safe out there.
Oh, yeah.
And couple run out of time, and Rigger's going to pick up an 8-6 win in the title at 112.
And that's back-to-back victories for Delsea Regional.
Okay, now we're going to have the award ceremonies for the 103-pound weight class.
On mat 2. 112-pound, first place from Delsea Regional High School, Eric Rigger.
I thought he was going to do 103 votes. I guess for. Oh, he's just announcing who won that match. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a couple big names in high school wrestling. Roy Fenimore on the right, Steve Isles on the left. Fenimore used to do many matches as an official here on Channel in our days at Channel 5 in the early years.
One of the best we had in the state at one time. Now they're going to be presenting the awards.
Former longtime Delsea Regional coach, wrestling coach, and currently the athletic director at Delsea, Stephen Isles. Sixth place, John DiBartolo, Highland High School.
John DiBartolo of Highland Regional finished in sixth.
Justin Lindell, Pennsville. Fourth place, Anthony Nauer, Gloucester Catholic. Third place, Anthony Bronte, Schalick High School. In second place, Curtis Becker, Kingsway. 103-pound champion, first place, Rob Gillard, Delsea Regional High School.
There you go, Vogue. Our 103 winners.
And
1 through 6.
Yep, and Justin Lindell, who finished 5th for Pennsville, won by a major decision, 11-0. And Anthony Perante of Schalick, who finished 3rd, won by a fall in 3:14 over Anthony Nauer of Gloucester Catholic. And of course, we saw the first place winner, Rob Gillard, winning by fall over Curtis Becker in 5:33.
Well, Vogt at 119. Delsea's going for his 3rd straight win. Luke Fideco. And from Overbrook, Jameel Johnson. These two haven't wrestled this year. Johnson must have come in late because he only has 15 matches to his record. I see Johnson, Vogt, only 15-0, so he didn't wrestle the first time that Overbrook faced Delsea. This is a chance to take a look at him.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to check and see what that might be, but it's either one of two things, either an early season injury or it could have been academic ineligibility. I'm told that Jameel Johnson, even though he is a senior, is a first-year wrestler.
Oh, that's impressive then. 15-0.
Gotta be. Kind of like the surprise of the tournament.
We know Fideco this year has a big win against Paulsboro's Wurtenberger.
Yeah.
You had a chance to see that match in person, right, Vogt?
Yes. Jameel Johnson started off the tournament with a fall over Jason DeFebo of Woodstown. Followed that up with a decision over Zach Cohen of Williamstown. And in the semifinals beat Ryan Layton of Clearview 7-3. Fideco with a major decision 11-0 over Postal of Pennsville and a 3-0 win over Wilson of Schalick to get to this point.
It's going to be a pretty interesting weight class when you get the regions, Vogt. You got Matos from St. Augustine, Cheek, who I had a chance to see from Overbrook, Fideco, Branch from Timber Creek, Wurtenberger. The interesting thing, Vogt, to see, because we'll find out just over a week where these guys are going to go, because that doesn't necessarily mean these guys are going to both go 19 when it comes time for districts.
That's true. You know, there's no 50% rule anymore. So where you see them today may not necessarily be where you see them when the districts come around. Very impressed with Fideco last year.
As we take a look at the Overbrook Brain Trust, we're 58 seconds left here in the first period. Fideco with a couple epic battles last year, Vogt, with Eric Dunnett. Isn't that, who wound up winning regions, right?
Yes. In fact, I think that regional final last year might have been an overtime.
I believe so. And a one-point match, I believe, in their dual meet, because I think I went to that match.
Last year in the finals, Dunnett beating Fideco 3-2 in 3 overtimes. So it went all the way to the ride out, if you remember.
Obviously you did.
I just looked it up.
There you go.
Well, Jameel Johnson is certainly doing his job out there to keep him being taken down. The official in charge on the mat is the veteran Mike Williams. Being assisted in this match by Mark Evans.
It goes to the first period scoreless.
Wow.
We have him listed as a junior. Somebody had mentioned to you he might be a senior, Vogt?
Oh, he's a junior. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But first-year wrestler.
Okay. Johnson on top as we start period number 2.
Momentarily, Fideco broke away, but Johnson stayed right on him. He got a locking hands call going to come up. You'll hear a lot of people yell free move when that happens. You don't stop it right away in the locking hands so you can do something, and even if you end up on your back, it's not necessarily going to hurt you because it's a free move.
And a reversal and a point, so he's up 3-0. There's 3 quick points.
Smart wrestling by Fedeko. Fedeko's still in control on the top. Jamil Johnson, the first-year wrestler and a junior from Overbrook, is wrestling tough.
Hey, and Vogue in the beginning of January, he was going at 112, so pretty strong.
So it'll be interesting to see when he goes into the district tournament whether he goes back out at 112 or stays at 19. Sometimes when wrestlers start off the beginning of the year at one weight class and there's a different weight class at the end, and it's because their growth is taking over. Because there was a 2-pound allowance came into effect a couple of weeks ago.
Looking at January 10th, he's wrestling against Clearview at 112. Last week against Kingsway went 119.
Well, if they recently went 112, there's a good strong possibility you'll see him at 112 when district time rolls around. Obviously, with the weight allowance, 112 becomes 114 this time of the year.
20 seconds left. Fedeko doesn't want to give up a point late. Here in the period, it'd be nice to take that 3-point lead into the third.
Johnson hustling the stat of the predicament there. We're going to give up back points, and now he fires out, gets an escape.
Big escape with 9 seconds left, 6.5 now. Timeout. Just to remind everybody, our high school sports report, the wrestling edition, moves to Wednesday starting this week. Wednesdays at 7 and 10 as we get ready to talk about the tournament coming up, Voj. We'll be talking about the South Jersey final this week on the show, finals, and I would think Kingsway in Group 3 is a heavy favorite. Paulsboro's going to have that interesting match because Delran might be the only undefeated team, definitely the only undefeated team in South Jersey.
And of course, Delran can't look past Schalick, so that'll be very interesting.
Get ready to wrestle here with 6.5 seconds, 3-1 lead Fedeko, and we go to the third period. He'll carry that lead over. Delsea winning at 103 and 112. Gillard with a win over Becker, and Rigger with a win over Cuff.
Overbrook has got choice this period, and we'll take the down position or defensive position. A friend of mine, Jim Walsh, just stopped by behind us and said Eastern beat Kittatinny today.
Wow.
And
considering that Kingsway beat Eastern pretty bad and Kittatinny beat Kingsway, goes to show you those people that look at comparing scores for who's number one. Not a good way to do it.
Yeah, you got to wrestle on the mat. And of course, the other interesting game was Stinson beat Valente.
Oh, wow. That's very impressive. Says a lot about Stinson.
A freshman.
Was his brother, Rhodes, right? Wrestled at Camden Catholic.
Yes, he did.
1:27 left. Fedeko on top. Johnson trailing. Got that escape at the end of the second period. Tried to give him a little life getting that point, but Fedeko looks tough.
Not only looks tough, but he's got Johnson buried on the mat, and you know, unless Johnson, just going to say, unless he gets his head up and tries to get up to his all fours, he's going to get hit with a stalling call, and that's exactly what happened. Fedeko very much in control on top. Johnson one reversal away from tying the match, but I don't think Fedeko is going to give him two. If anything, he'll give him one.
Well, does a nice job to hold on and not give up any right there with 40 seconds left.
When you're leading by 2 points, your best bet to give up one, not two.
By the way, our wrestling show, Voj, is on a new time. See, I don't know anything. Wednesdays at 7:30, Thursday at 10. That's our new time. Wednesday at 7:30, Thursday at 10. Putting us up against Seinfeld.
Yeah, well, like you mentioned, it'll be interesting to see what happens in these first rounds and what the matchups are for the sectional finals in South Jersey. And of course, we'll have also what's happening around the state at the same time.
Yep.
Everybody well aware of by now, I would presume, that Collingswood High School, which was going to be a semifinalist or quarterfinalist for West Deptford, no longer in the tournament.
Oh, there's some back points, maybe.
Ineligible wrestler.
How many does he get there at the end? Tedesco's going to hold off and win. He gets a couple back points, and he wins it. We're going to take a break. We'll come back with the award ceremony for 112 after this timeout. The award ceremony at 112. Let's listen into the final recipient.
Champion at 112, Eric Rigger, Delsea Regional High School.
We saw Dave Taylor of Overbrook finish 6th, Thomas Hunter of Pennsville 5th. Nick Uva of Glassboro was beaten by Tony Castiglione of Pitman in a preview of what's going to happen in District 29. Castiglione won that by a fall in 5:18. Eric Rigger, the champion, and Ron Cuff of Schalick finished 2nd.
Okay, we get ready for 125 pounds. Rich Bushby of Kingsway, Wes Miller of Clearview. Bushby went 119 votes when Kingsway and Clearview met in the dual meet.
And going 125 today, which is where we may see him in a tournament. A lot of speculation recently about where Bushby will go, 19 or 25. This time of the year, you have to go where you feel you can be your strongest.
Well, actually, I don't. I'm looking. I don't even think Bushby wrestled in that match, Rose.
Bushby with a record of 18-6 this year, 89 career wins. Of course, a two-time regional champion when he was at Collingswood, transferred to Kingsway this year and going after his 3rd regional title this year. Wes Miller of Clearview, 17-3 is his record. He's a sophomore. Sophomore against a junior.
Bushby's one of those kids just trying to find out what's his best weight class.
And as we mentioned, you have to be confident in this sport. You got to be mentally prepared and confident. And if you feel stronger at a certain weight, that's where the coach should insert the wrestler to wrestle. Nice format here where they're going 3 mats all at the same time. Plenty of excitement for the spectators.
Had a chance to see Bushby wrestle last week in the Colonial Tri-County Showcase at Clearview. That was a nice tournament, folks. I like that tournament.
Yes, very much. Bushby got a bye in the first round here. He won by a fall over Gary Lincoln of Woodstown. Then he came back with a 15-0 technical fall over Kevin Bittner of Clayton to reach this point. Wes Miller, the 2nd seed, won by a fall in the first round over Anthony Briscoe of Highland. Won 6-5 over Andrew Corbett of Schalick, and then advanced to the final with a 3-0 win over Vinny Visiglia of Williamstown.
We have a takedown for Bushby and escape for Miller.
John Marinelli, the veteran coach for Clearview Regional, and Tommy O'Connell, the coach at Kingsway High School. You see John Marinelli to the left.
Van Brill to the right.
Van Brill to the right. One thing about the Tri-County Conference, not only do they have a great association of athletic directors that support all these activities, but they have some really gentleman coaches in the Tri-County Conference as well.
back to the center. 44 seconds left here in the first. 2-1 lead, Bushby.
And of course, the officials out there now have just switched positions from the last match. Mark Evans, the official in charge. Mike Williams, the assistant official. Wes Miller trying to set up a spin behind. Bushby alert enough to get his arm out to block it. Bushby with a 2-1 lead with 15 seconds to go in the period. Bushby spins behind, he takes it to the mat, gets a takedown. Good job by Bushby.
And he'll take that 4-1 lead in the second. Votes. You guys both wrestled Nico Lopez. Of course, Bushby wrestled him last week in a 1-point match. And Lopez beat Miller back on the 19th of January, 7-5.
All of which, again, is going to show you that there's going to be some close matches in the district tournaments. And, of course, when we get to the regional tournaments, it gets even tougher. The further you go now here in the postseason, the harder it gets.
Yeah, what's that? No guppies, Votes, just sharks. Wise man once told me that too, or an old man. I'm not sure which one.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Maybe both. I'm joking with you, Votes. There's the escape for Bushby, 5-1 lead.
You'll notice Bushby, with all the experience he has, being a former two-time regional champion, a lot of mat savvy out there, a lot of technique, does the basic things very well. Spins to the outside, tries to get a single leg. Comes up, gets a Merkle.
Gotta watch out, doesn't get a little bit of trouble though, Vogt.
He missed the Merkle, and that gave Miller an opportunity to counter that and get a takedown. Good move by Miller.
Now 5-3 with a minute left. Second period. Of course, Vogt, today marks the first time, I think, both, well, watch this move, Vogt.
Here we go again. Now you see Bushby try to get the Merkle there. That's a Merkle. Tries to throw his hips through, doesn't get the hips through. That gives Miller a chance to counter that, come right back on top and get the 2 points.
Almost had him on his back.
Very close. 53 seconds to go in the second period. Bushby again knows what he's after out there, gets the escape.
6-3.
Less than 30 seconds in the second period. Bushby does not want to give up any points late here to make it 6-5 going into the third period.
Injury time red. Kingsway, that is. Interesting, Bushby just moved in, I guess, this year, Vogt, down the street from me, a couple houses down, but he's yet to come over for some pointers.
Well, I would think that...
Does that set him back a little bit?
No, I would think he would take advantage of that. Stop over the house and say, am I doing good? Am I doing bad?
Anyway, Vogt, I was getting ready to say, this is the first time since 1999 when the series started, we have not attended a Paulsboro-Phillipsburg match.
That's true. That's true.
Good or bad, Vogt, the teams, I mean, there is no place to watch a match better than in the gym at Phillipsburg.
And in the pit. It is reeking with tradition. It's an old-time gymnasium, an old-time school, and outstanding wrestling.
You know, I try to explain to people, and it's hard to explain unless you actually go into the gym. As we take a look at the training crew, there's Chuck Whedon. He's all over, Vogt. That guy does the state tournament. He was helping out last week. Always at the Kingsway matches. We'll see his son in a few weights in a rematch with a dual from a match he had earlier in the year with Dustin Deckard, who at that time was at Camden Catholic.
Right. And of course, since Dustin Deckard transferred to Pennsville, they've been on a tear. They just missed making the sectionals. There you see Chuck Whedon. Of course, I was going to say about the mystique at Phillipsburg. The very first year that Paulsburg wrestled, Phillipsburg won the meet at nighttime. Paulsburg said, we got so far to travel that we'd rather have it in the afternoon. So Phillipsburg said, yes, okay, we'll have it in the afternoon. Paulsburg walked in there. They had all the windows covered, so it did look like nighttime.
And they went on to win 8 out of 14 matches, but lost the match.
That's
true. This is all it counts as the final score. Bushby, 6-3 lead. Time running out.
Miller with the Bushby with the overhook in there, preventing Miller from getting in close to him.
Third period. See whose choice. Miller takes down, so he's going to look to get out and try and get a takedown.
Down by 3 points, and that's is a lot to overcome sometimes.
See if Bushby will break his man down, try and work.
Yep. Bushby in complete control. Oh, Miller battling out to the side. Gets behind. It's got to be a reversal. You don't have to take him to the mat when you get behind.
6-5.
Change positions and get behind. And now we're in a 1-point match. Bushby knows he's in for a battle here.
Let's see if he tries to break him down for a few minutes, or for a few seconds, and if he can't, might just cut him.
Bushby with enough mat savvy to stay out of trouble generally. Will be broken for potentially dangerous.
You keep getting hounded for air dates, don't you, Vogue, when this match is going to be on? We'll get that information to people.
Very good. I want to watch it myself. Miller still in control on top, and as you mentioned, we're coming in quickly, approaching 1 minute left in the period. You got to make a decision pretty soon. If he doesn't think he can get a move here to expose Bushby for back points, he's going to have to consider cutting him loose and taking him down.
$35 seconds. You got to watch if you're Bushby. You got to look like you're moving down there, trying to get out.
Yep. Miller doing everything he can to try and get some kind of a move that will expose Bushby's back. Bushby's got the lead. No stalling calls against him.
18 seconds. Might have to just cut him here, Vogue, real quick. Not going to cut him now with 10 seconds.
No.
$1.7, so it looks like Rich Bushby's going to hold on and win.
Wow, some really tight matches in a couple of these weight classes. Very interesting. Freestyle start. That's something to go there and try and grab something and expose the back. It doesn't work.
Final score 6-5. Kingsway with their first title tonight. Bushby with the 6-5 win. We'll take a break. We'll be back at Williamstown High School after this timeout. Back at 130 pounds, Vogue, but why don't you first give us the place winners at 119?
Sixth place was Justin Salvatore of Kingsway. Fifth place, Zach Cohen of Williamstown. Fourth place, Eric Wilson of Schalick. Third place, Ryan Layton of Clearview. Second place, Jameel Johnson of Overbrook. And the champion, Luke Fedecco of Delsea. There they are.
Yeah, place winners at 119 as we get ready for 130 pounds. Matt Catalano of Highland. And John Renard of These two did not meet earlier.
No,
according to our box scores.
Matt Catalano, a sophomore from Highland, 23-2 this year. And John Renard, who we've seen several times this year, an excellent wrestler who was a regional champion last year, a senior, 25-4 this year, 65-19 in his career.
How about Catalano beating Wilcox, coach, pinning him in the semifinals?
That was one of the surprises of the tournament.
And Renard beating Rislow. So that's an interesting match. On the far, to our far right, we have Rislow and Wilcox.
Yes, yes. As you mentioned, Catalano, the number 4 seed in the tournament, won by a fall in the first round against Cumberland, won by a fall in the second round against Clayton, and then won by a fall against Aaron Wilcox of Schalick, which is really a huge win for Matt Catalano. John Renard, the second seed, advanced by 2 falls over Overbrook and Gloucester Catholic before the 8-4 decision over Anthony Rislow of Deptford. Wow.
Of course, last year in the districts, Wilcox beat Renard, and then Renard came back and beat him, like you mentioned, the regions.
Right.
Winning his region title last year.
So which would you rather do? Lose in the district final and win the regional title? Yes, I would too. There's that familiarity, 2 weeks, a week apart. Winning a district title and have to come back and wrestle the same guy. Jimmy White, the veteran official, is the official in charge of this match. Tom Reynolds will be his assistant. And of course, Tom Reynolds, several years we've seen him at the District 29 tournament. Officials all members of the South Jersey chapter of the New Jersey Wrestling Officials Association. DJ Gore is the youthful head coach of Highland Regional High School, former wrestler for Highland.
Everybody's youthful to us, though, Vog.
Well, that's getting to be true.
Scoreless so far, 15 seconds left. Not near a point. Get a fresh start. Catalano trying to steal a point there at the end of the period. This is out. Looked at that box score earlier, Vog, and it looked like Catalano wrestled Renard's brother and lost to him.
Yes.
First meeting of these two schools. Go to the second. Renard's going to start the period on the bottom.
There's Tom McConnell, the coach of Kingsway we mentioned earlier, and Scott Varick was that coach in Jameel Johnson's corner when he wrestled, the Overbrook coach.
That was a Highland wrestler, wasn't it?
Former Highland wrestler.
Push it down, push it down.
Catalano, tough out there, though, Vog.
Catalano trying to come out the back door. There's a stalemate call. Atlanta with 23 wins and only 2 losses this year.
There's the point for Renard, the escape.
One nothing is almost a huge lead in this bout. With all the Catalano's success in this tournament there, he pushes the head down, spins it behind, gets the takedown. Oh my.
Got to work up, there he goes.
Wow.
I'm pretty impressed by Catalano. We're going to see a couple Highland wrestlers in this championship round, Vogue.
In the finals, yes.
Daniels at 2:15. I think agreed to go to Iowa for football, right?
Yes, yes.
We're tied at 2 on the escape.
You know, I think when Renard sees the results in this weight class, you know, he's got to be, he knows he has to be a little bit cautious out there, but you can't throw your plan of attack out the window completely. Look for your openings and try and capitalize on it. Catalano will have choice in the last period. That's how it ends up after 2 periods, 2-2. Catalano down, tie score. Renard trying a 3/4 Nelson. Oh my.
Almost had it.
Oh, just missed it. That's one you don't see very often anymore, a 3/4 Nelson. Stalemate was called.
Start all over. Still 2-2.
Going to have a caution there on the bottom end. Try to get a quick start, and it was too quick.
Don't want to jinx anything, Vogue, but we haven't seen an overtime match yet.
Well, don't even mention it. It's the bottom man that's going to start moving here. He can't lay flat on the mat. If he lays flat on the mat, he's going to get hit with a stalling warning. Renard on top is getting out to the side. Catalano gets up to that position. If he throws his hips out, he could get free. Great job by Renard following him.
Go back center, 35 seconds left.
Kind of a chess match type wrestling bout.
And Renard's doing a nice job on top, Vogue. He's not just sitting there riding, he's trying to put his man on the back, but Catalano finally gets the escape. He has a 3-2 lead, so Renard's going to need a takedown. No one's been hit for stalling yet. Catalano's got to watch out there as he backed up as soon as I said that.
But with no stalling calls yet, you can afford to be defensive out there. You got coming up on 10 seconds to go. He's just going to block. Oh my, oh my.
Nothing.
Just missed the takedown.
We'll go to the other mat after this one, Vogue, because it's a tight one over there, a 2-1 lead for Wilcox, but we're 3-2 here.
And Catalano's done everything he needed to do.
Wilcox beat Renard.
Wow.
How about that?
If there's an outstanding wrestler in this tournament, you just saw him.
Let's go over to the other match, 1:32 left. Rislow started the period on bottom, so if he can get out, we'll have a tie match. It's 2-1 Wilcox. But Catalano so far, the story of this tournament. Anthony Rislow of Deptford High School.
And of course, Aaron Wilcox, the champion from last year.
We saw him last week in the
showcase.
Yeah, winning his match.
And that was coming off his first loss of the year. His second loss of the year came earlier in this tournament.
hate using the word ride out, but he's trying to ride out.
Yep.
Rislow. Did I see a stall warning there?
Stall warning was given, yes. Anthony Rislow, of course, coached by Joe Hollywood. Aaron Wilcox by Brian Farnham.
And there we see Guy Rislow, Anthony's dad, on the right, Joe Hollywood on the left.
Got to be excruciating for a parent to be in the corner when your son or daughter is on the athletic field. Wilcox trying to go for a Merkel. If he gets Rislow to the mat and turns him, he could get him in trouble, but they go out of bounds.
See Brian Farnham getting up, just taking a look back at the clock, an injury timeout for Wilcox. 33 seconds left. First, we mentioned Vogue, they won't start the next weight class, so the higher mat's clear.
Yep. 33.37 seconds to go in the third period down there.
Of course, this week we have the sectional finals. Of course, you'll be Tom's River, I guess, on Sunday, Vogue, covering the state finals. You're the PA announcer, the voice. Should be some interesting matchups
at the Retaco Center. I'm looking forward to it. Have the state semifinals in the two groups, one right after the other, and then they come back with the state finals. They'll put 3 mats on the floor. Groups 2, 3, and parochial A will go in the afternoon match at 3:30, and at 6 o'clock. The state championships in Group 1, Group 4, and Parochial B.
There we start the clock. Rislow trying to get out. And he's been in trouble, though.
Oh my.
Going to get a count.
Crab ride by Wilcox, and as Rislow tried to sit out, Wilcox clamped him. Now he's going to try and stretch him. Oh my.
All Wilcox says it was just stay there.
Yep.
Under 2 seconds left, 3 back points, so he'll have a 5-1 lead.
With just over a minute to go, or just over a second to go, 1.44 seconds. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my.
I think that was after the gun, no, Vogue. I think there was nothing on the clock. There's no horns out there.
No.
But it looked like time was up on that one.
And it was.
Okay, we'll take a break. We'll be back with more wrestling after this timeout.
There we have the place. There we have the place winners at 125 pounds. In 6th place, Zach Inman of Pennsville. 5th place, Andrew Corbett of Schalick. 4th place, Vinny Visiglia of Williamstown. 3rd place, Kevin Bittner of Clayton. 2nd place, Wes Miller of Clearview. And the champion, Rich Bushby of Kingsway.
135 pounds, Shane Cox of Pennsville. Anthony Baldessaro of Delsea, Vogue.
Shane Cox, a senior from Pennsville, 33-6 this year, 63-34 in his career. Anthony Baldessaro, another impressive freshman from Delsea, 26-3 this year.
2 of those wins this year for Baldessaro, a 2-0 win over Cox in a dual meet earlier in the year, and his big one, a 3-2 win over Jake Sweezy of Del Rand. A couple quality wins.
Yep, Cox was 5th seeded in this tournament, had a 10-8 overtime decision over Wallander of Cumberland to start the tournament. You see the takedown by Baldessaro. Cox next had a 3-1 win over DJ Thomas of Pitman and a 5-0 win over Fran Smythe of Kingsway. Baldessaro got to this point as the number 2 seed with a 16-second fall over Pensgrove, a tech fall against Highland, and a 6-3 win over Matt Kapler of Deptford.
That's right. Loaded.
Delsea's had a pretty impressive performance so far with their wrestlers. Delsea winning at 103 pounds, winning at 112 pounds, winning at 119 pounds. They're going after their 4th individual title here in this weight class.
Stall warning against Cox. Reynolds not wasting any time.
Tom Reynolds, the official on the mat, as you mentioned. Jim White is now the assistant. Well, the fact that Delsea did not have a winning record this year from among their dual meets is something I think is going to change next year with the amount of youth that they have in their lineup.
You know, we saw that same thing with West Deptford, and you mentioned, you know, youth, and you mentioned, you know, I just brought up West Deptford. I mean, they get that free ride into the, semifinals?
Yes.
In Group 2? You like that rule?
Yes.
Lamont?
Dan Lamont on the right, the head coach of Pennsville High School. Yeah, I do, because it would have taken forever to try and go back and sort out when the ineligible wrestler was in Collingswood's lineup. If people are not familiar with it, Collingswood had an ineligible wrestler in the lineup. And what the state chose to do was just give a bye to the 5th seeded wrestler, 5th seeded team to go into the semifinals against the number 1 seed, rather than try and backtrack and figure everything out, use the power ratings and put another team in the tournament, because regardless of what you would have done, somebody would have complained that it wasn't done right. Ordinarily, what you would do when you have seeding like that, that involved the 4th and 5th teams. The 5th team, which was West Deptford, would have moved to 4th. The 6th team would have moved to 5th. You would have had to end up putting another team in 6th. Got to give Collins a lot of credit. I'm sure that they reported the ineligible wrestler themselves. What I understand, they were sent names in for a check for spring sports, and that's when it was discovered that a wrestler was not eligible. Stalling warning against Pennsville again, and that time it cost them a point.
Now 5-0. I said the first time these two wrestled, it was a 2-0 win for Baldessaro.
Baldessaro keeps trying to reach the half in there. Cox just kind of trying to control the wrist. And while you're doing that, you have to try and either get your legs out or come into a standing position. There he gets into a referee's position. He's got to try and explode off the mat when he's in that position. There's a stalling warning on the top wrestler, Anthony Baldessaro, for just riding. There's Greg Sawyer, the head coach of Delsea Regional High School.
Looks like Baldessaro is one of these guys folks we'll be looking at next few years.
No question. If he's at this weight class, 135 pounds, and a freshman, and they're doing as well as he's doing, you're going to see him for 2 more years, no question. Starting the 3rd period, and Cox takes a neutral position.
Of course, I have Baldessaro listed as a junior here.
You have Baldessaro as a junior?
Right.
Very well did.
Get your sticks. Stop reaching. Stop reaching.
Still, we'll see him next week. 131, or next year, I should say. 5-0 lead. of this match, and I guess the thing with Cox is he hasn't solved Baldessaro in 2 matches because he lost 2-0 in the first match, and he's yet to score so far. We're in the 3rd period.
Yes, you're dealing with 5 periods into the 6th period of not being able to score, and there another 2 points for Baldessaro in the takedown.
Just checked with Steve Isles. I hate to tell you this, Vogt. The carrier post is wrong. You're right. He is a freshman.
That's what they had written down here on the sheet that we were given going into the finals. Well, that's good. I'll let Rick Ventura know. Of course, every week when those rankings are put in the paper, the individual rankings, there's a little disclaimer at the bottom. Say, if there are any mistakes, give us a call.
Right.
.3 seconds ago, Baldessaro with a huge 7-0 lead.
You love those comments, don't you, Vogt, when Stan Ritter talks in the headset?
I love it. I think one of these times when we do a match, we should have him sitting between the 2 of us.
Yeah.
Back points coming. Baldessaro doing incredibly well.
Well, an impressive freshman with a 10-0 win and a 4th title for Delsea, Vogt.
They are doing extremely well, no question.
It's one of those things, though, where you got to fill in 14 weight classes. We see 4 pretty good wrestlers.
Well, that's the thing that I think Greg Sawyer ran into this year, not having a full deck to play with.
Well, here we go, Vogt. Here's those back points.
Just gets that arm bar and turns his man over, exposes the back. That's the tilt. And it can produce big points if you can control the arms and control the hips.
And he controlled it to a 10-0 victory.
Coach DeJoseph was in the corner as well as Coach Sawyer.
Nice career at Cumberland High School for Angelo DeJoseph. Let me get ready for our next match in the award ceremony, but we got something going on the other mat we got to wait for.
How do you like this format?
So we're going to take a break. We'll come back, have the award ceremony for, I think, 1:30, and more wrestling after this timeout.
And here are your place winners at 130 pounds. In 6th place, Phil String of Woodstown. 5th place, Mike Schalick of Pennsville. 4th place, Anthony Rislow of Deptford. 3rd place, Aaron Wilcox of Schalick. 2nd place, John Renard of Kingsway. And the champion, Matt Catalano of Highland High School.
So we're giving the MVP, Outstanding Wrestler Award to so far, Voj, if there is one. And even if there isn't, we're awarding it.
Absolutely.
We're not giving him anything, but we're awarding it.
It'll be interesting to see that Region 8 tournament with Catalano in action.
140 pounds, Scott Ware of Clayton and Ryan Dorman of Kingsway.
Ryan Dorman, a senior at Kingsway, 22-6 this year, 72 wins, 72 wins, 43 losses in his career. Scott Ware, the senior from Clayton, 21-1 this year, 93-47 in his career. Ware, the #1 seed, he got to the finals by pinning Delsea's Kurt DeWoody and a 16-3 win over Kyle Anarosis of Williamstown. Ryan Dorman, the #2 seed, had a fall in the first match against Pennsville, had a fall in the second match against Cumberland, and won 3-2 in the semifinals against John Burkhauser of Schalick.
Remember talking to Dan Antonelli, the head coach of Clayton last week. Oh, look at that move by Ware, Voj.
Oh, wow.
The ankle and got it. He likes this tournament just for the fact that this gives his kids a chance to wrestle the Delseas and the Kingsways, who are in the Royal Division.
Yeah, when you're in the smaller division of the Tri-County, you must wrestle all of your opponents
Watch this, Voj.
Smaller division.
This takedown.
lightning quick. In on the ankle, pick it up, pull, drive. Classic textbook. I don't think enough wrestlers go for that ankle pick anymore.
That's called year-round wrestling too.
Yeah, and most of your wrestlers are in on singles and switch to doubles, or they're on drags or spin behinds. But it seems to me it's almost elementary to be able to get in there and grab an ankle and take somebody down. That's a confidence move.
So the escape, a 2-1 lead for Ware. Left in the first. Clayton and Kingsway. Kingsway with one title, Rich Bushby. Also had Curtis Becker in the final and John Renard in the final. It's their 4th finalist.
And of course Delsea with what, 4 individual champions so far?
That is correct. Little size differential here, height-wise.
Yes.
Stall warning against Dorman. There's Antonelli. What a terrific job he's done with not just a wrestling program, the soccer program, and just overall athletics there at Clayton.
Yeah, he's not only the wrestling coach, but the athletic director. Not too many coaches anymore wear dual hats. Antonelli is one of them. Paul Marine is another one.
Antonelli was doing triple duty there for a while. Gave up the soccer job this year, but he was doing soccer, wrestling, and the AD.
And that is really trying. Got to give Antonelli a lot of credit. I mean, he's a former Delsea wrestler, comes from a winning program, and of course the Clayton program was almost dormant. It was almost ended. Dave Miller, the official on the mat, in charge. Mike Cockrell, the assistant.
We're again taking the shot. He's taking the shots. That's 3 or 4 shots he's taken. He gets 2 more.
And he gets another takedown.
4-1 lead.
Well, you know, I certainly think that Scott Ware is on a mission to reach a 100-win plateau. Kids that are coming into the sport nowadays, it's a little bit easier to reach 100 wins in a career if you start out wrestling in the varsity level when you're a freshman. Wrestlers are now allowed to wrestle 30 matches before the sectional tournament starts. Looking at Camden Catholic's schedule, and Camden Catholic, I think they have, what, 30-some matches already this year.
It's unreal.
4-1 the lead for Ware after 1 period. Dorman is going to take the defensive or down position. Another escape for Dorman.
4-2. Scott Ware in front.
Nice shot by Dorman in on a single leg. Now you see him wrap both his arms around there because he can't switch off to a double right now. Ware reaching over, grabbing the ankle. That kind of counteracts what Dorman's trying to do and forces a stalemate. Anytime a wrestler gets in on your leg like that, if you can reach back and grab the other wrestler's ankle, you can almost create stalemates. Another good shot by Dorman. He's got Ware off balance, keeps driving. If he keeps driving, he can get takedown. Great job by Ware of fighting that off. And you'll notice when he was off balance there, how he threw the overhook in, overhooked that arm to try and counteract that takedown attempt. Ware trying to snap down out there.
1 minute to go here in the second period. 4-2 lead Scott Ware. Scott Ware, as we talked about last week when we did the Colonial Tri-County Showcase, his one loss coming at 152, wrestled Angel Solano of Holy Spirit, lost that match 10-9. His only loss, as I said, 152, and now he's wrestling what, 140?
Yeah. And you noticed that time there that Dorman got in on an ankle himself, but Ware, that's one of his favorite moves, so he counters it very well, keeps throwing his hips around, and he gets the takedown. Gotta be impressed with Scott Ware.
Matt Savvy, is that what you call that, Coach?
Matt Savvy, complete confidence out there. I mean, he's just a confident wrestler. Gives up the escape. Has a 6-3 lead. Even when Ware takes what looks like an ill-advised shot, he's quick to counteract any attempt that the opponent tries to mount to get the takedown on him. Of course, you talked to Scott Ware after that showcase, and as he mentioned, a lot of the off-season wrestling has really paid big dividends for him.
We go to the third period. He has a 6-3 lead. We're going to start standing.
And that is Scott Ware's choice to start standing.
We have a blood timeout here, Vogt.
Got blood. Don't agree. Blood. Don't agree.
Any banter? We can work back and forth, talk. Something kill a little bit of time.
You know, as I was sitting here, you know, looking when this match stopped here, you got a scoreboard down one end on the wall, you got a scoreboard down the other end of the wall, and almost a Spectrum type or a
Dating yourself when you say Spectrum, but yeah.
Wachovia Center type scoreboard over top of this. I mean, this is almost ideal to have a district championship or a regional championship.
Oh, I totally agree. A couple of the sections, the bleachers aren't even pulled out here. The ones at both ends, and then our side.
Right. So I mean, when you got 3 mats on the floor, you probably have to keep them pretty much in. But when you break this down to 2 mats for the semifinals or 1 mat for a final, I'll tell you what, it would be a great arena to have a championship wrestling in. Maybe you could send this tape to the state, convince them that maybe it's time to consider other venues.
I don't think the state, I mean, I would think with Boyd Sands up to this year being the president, he knows this area, knows this gym, so he knows it's here.
But now he's retired, so.
Well, you're the man in the state, Vogt. You're the guy, the voice of the state championships, groups, and the individual championships. You're the king of Atlantic City and Tom's River, man. You have connections. 25 seconds into the third period, Scott Ware with the lead. 6-3 over Dorman.
Maybe if I was convinced that Roy Fenimore would stay on for another 5 years, but he's very close to retirement, a well-earned retirement.
That's definitely a goal of mine, Vogt, retirement.
Of course, years ago when Roy Fenimore was hired, I think Roger Cassie was the principal here.
A point, second warning on Dorman, so it's now 7-3. Burke is working that leg.
And that's because of the relentless pressure that Ware is putting on. Got the takedown again.
55 seconds left. He's now up 9-3.
This will be his 94th career win. Gives the escape up.
Of course, depending on how many playoff matches they get, and then districts.
Well, I don't think his team will have the strength of getting more than 1 playoff match.
But you can schedule some Saturday matches.
Well, that's it. If they lose in the first round of the playoffs, they may be able to pick up another match before the weekend is over. And then 3 more matches in the districts. You see another takedown by Ware, who's very impressive on his feet.
11-4.
Of course, Dorman battling back, not wanting to give up out there on the mat, so he's trying to work a reversal, which he gets.
It's 11-6.
9.8 seconds remaining. Scott Ware showing it. He is the man in the Tri-County Conference at this weight class.
And Scott Ware is going to win this one. 3 seconds left. So the final score Scott Ware over Dorman 11-2.
11-6.
11-6, yeah. Thanks, Coach.
No problem.
Problem with those numbers.
They probably watched all those cheerleaders earlier today.
We're going to take a break from Williamstown High School. Be back with more action after this timeout. Back at Williamstown High School, votes. Once you go through the place winners, we just saw at 140 pounds, or 135 pounds.
135 pounds. First place was Anthony Baldessero of Delsea. Second place, Shane Cox of Pennsville. Matt Kapler of Deptford was third. Fran Smythe of Kingsway was fourth. Condre Harvin of Williamstown was fifth. And D.J. Thomas of Pitman was sixth place.
Getting ready for 145 pounds, Rich Sparks of Schalick and Mark Haig of Kingsway.
Mark Haig, a senior, a tested senior at Kingsway High School. 20 wins, 6 losses this year. 95, 85. Can't read that.
I think it's 85.
85 and 35, his career record. Rich Sparks of Schalick, a junior, 26-2 this year. 60 wins and 26 losses in his career. This should be very interesting.
You know, we talked about Vogue, a possible rematch or matchup with Schalick and Delran in the playoffs before they get to go to Paulsboro. Delran did beat them 42-33 earlier this year. Here we go, Haig, a region champ last year.
And of course, with them having wrestled each other, I'm talking about Delran and Schalick, the wheels are turning as to who gets the loincloths, who can juggle where. Both teams have their specific wrestlers that you have to feel are their core wrestlers. We come down to the fringe wrestlers, I think, in those instances. Rich Sparks of Schalick.
Pioneer vote, just 2 losses.
Excellent year. Brian Farnham, his coach, and Brian Farnham's done a great job down at Schalick High School. Had a couple of years at West Deptford, and West Deptford's loss is Schalick's gain.
I think one of the best matches Haig's had this year is that 19-4 Tech win over Kiefer, the outstanding freshman at Eastern.
Yes. Of course, Scott McConnell, the former standout wrestler at Collingswood.
Tom McConnell.
I'm sorry, Tom McConnell.
I'm here for you.
Yeah, thank you. Who went on to Rutgers Camden, which no longer has a program, but he has injected some liveliness into the Schalick program as well, succeeding Jesse Castro.
Yep. Sparks in on the leg. Takedown that has Haig in a little bit of trouble. Back points.
Oh, my.
Haig with a great job fighting that one off, but he'll give up a couple back points and trails 4-0.
And the impressive thing there is when a wrestler gets the other wrestler's back exposed to the mat, you have to sense that, you have to feel that, and you have to go for that. So instead of just a 2-0 takedown, it's a 4-0 lead. And as you mentioned, Haig feeling that pressure and getting off his back in a hurry.
And this is the part I like about this tournament, Voj, because Schalick, like Clayton, doesn't wrestle Kingsway, so you get to see some of these guys match up before the district tournament and before the regionals.
And I think that's what makes the tournament so intriguing, the fact that you're going to have those wrestlers who may not meet each other before the district or regional tournament go for the overall superiority and bragging rights in the Tri-County Conference.
Second period, Sparks letting Haig go. But goes right after him again, 4-1, looking for that takedown. Haig trying to fight it off. Working that line.
And again, that's just simply a matter of confidence out there, willing to give the wrestler the escape. And generally when you do that, you have to be prepared to go after them. You can't sit back and relax with a 4-1 lead. Of course, Haig has been there, done that before, so he knows what his work is cut out and what he has to do. Of course, I have to compliment Roy Fenimore, the athletic director of Williamstown, for having such a great venue, but also having all the workers that are necessary. You run 3 matches like this for all these finals for first, third, and fifth. You have to have table workers. You have to have clock operators. Seen a lot of athletic directors chipping in and helping do things around here.
A great job. You're right, Coach.
Many, many times, people will walk into a venue like this and see someone hosting this and think that not much work goes into it. And they're doing a great job. We're getting updated bracket sheets after every final round. First time for this, the inaugural sailing of this venture. In my opinion, a great success. Little loss of a contact lens.
Still have 50 seconds left here in the second, 51 seconds. And we talked about it, Delsea with 4 champs, Kingsway with a champ, Highland with a champ, and Clayton with a champ. Of course, the matchup we were expecting, I think, Voj, at 130 would have been Wilcox and Renard. That didn't happen, and sophomore Matt Catalano of Highland knocks off both of them to win the title. That's Highland's championship.
Catalano stealing the show right now. I'd be hard-pressed to pick another person to give the Outstanding Wrestler Award to. Although Scott Ware has had a great tournament.
.26 seconds left.
Haig got to this point with a major decision over Kronberger of Delsea, and then 7-2 win over Hughes of Clearview. Sparks got to this position with a fall against Smick of Woodstown, a tech fall against Carmen Carrero of Deptford, and a 5-4 win over Dan Willing of Williamstown.
Well, we head to the third period. Sparks with the 3-point lead, and it's going to start neutral, which we've seen a lot this year.
Well, you got to go where you're confident. You know, I guess he figured if he took the top position and had trouble holding his man down, he would be giving away the escape anyway. So rather than give him a point, starts in a neutral position and is going to make the man work for a takedown.
Stalemate. 17 seconds into the third. 4-1 lead. Rich Sparks of Schalick. Haggett on the shot this time and gets the takedown. It's a
Nice
1-point match
shot.
now.
That was a nice aggressive shot.
So now we'll see how long Hagel work on the top before he decides that he might have to let Sparks go and go for another takedown.
Well, he's getting out to the side, trying possible near side cradle, and then gives that up, gives the escape because he took him down, and he feels he can take him down again.
5-3 lead for Sparks.
Takedown would tie it up for Mark Haig.
Sparks is the one with the leg. Every time he's tried that since the early 4 points, Haig's been able to fight him off.
Sparks taking a quick look up at the clock before the whistle blew again to see how much time was left. It's under a minute now. So Haig has to feel some kind of sense of urgency here.
Sparks has got to watch backing up too, though, Voj, right there.
No question. Looks like Sparks going to take an injury timeout.
So I have an injury timeout with 53 seconds left in the third period. Rich Sparks of Schalick with a 5-4 lead over the defending Region 8 champ, Mark Haig. 145 pounds, Vogue. 8th match of the evening. Afternoon, I guess it will be evening though before we're all done.
Well,
long day.
I'm impressed with some of the wrestlers that are lesser known wrestlers that we've had an opportunity to see today. We've seen some very good wrestling this year. So you're seeing some unfamiliar names and they're performing very well.
Well, part of that, Village, is, you know, when we're doing the dual meets, we're trying to match up two really good teams. And this, if your team's struggling as a team, I mean, you still have some pretty good individuals, and these kind of tournaments are a great showcase for that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Never forget the year that Doug Parisi won a state title for Lakewood.
Oh, there's no Matt there. That hurt.
Yes, and as a team, Lakewood was winless that year, and yet the wrestler went on and won a state title. So it's not that many horses that are in the barn. It's the horse that can run the fastest.
You have them all, Vogue. Guppies, horses.
Sparks again getting in hard on the legs. Got to be careful here. If he can get his hips out and turn his hips, he can get a takedown, but Haig's been in this position before.
If you're Sparks, you just let that clock keep moving. It's under 10 seconds, and he got the takedown anyway. That's going to wrap it up. 7-3 lead, 5 seconds left. First title for Schalick today.
And a big, big win heading into the district and regional tournament.
Well, those two guys could meet again, Vogue, in the district final. We'll see, or somewhere in the districts. We're going to take a break. More wrestling from Williamstown after this timeout. And back at Williamstown High School, Vogue, why don't you go over to place winners?
All right, first place, Scott Ware of Clayton. Second place, Ryan Dorman of Kingsway. John Burkhauser of Schalick was third. Kyle Anarosis of Williamstown was fourth. Fifth place, Rob Pendergrass of Highland. And sixth place, Terry Hogate of Pennsville. Great job by those 40-pounders.
Of course, that's the 140-pounders, like you mentioned. We get ready for 152. Rob Whedon of Kingsway and Dustin Deckard of Pennsville.
Rob Whedon, a senior from Kingsway, 20 wins and 8 losses this year, 51 career wins. Dustin Deckard, a junior from Pennsville, former regional champion, 22-1 this year, 87-16 in his career. Dustin Deckard, of course, as all wrestling followers know, was at Pennsville his freshman year. Camden Catholic as a sophomore. Started this year at Camden Catholic, and that's where we saw him in our first match of the year. And now back at Pennsville.
I think it was a 7-5 win he had over Whedon to open up that match. That was the very first match of the night when we did that dual meet between Kingsway and Camden Catholic. And
at the overtime match?
Was it overtime, Vogue? I don't remember that. I know it was close. I think it may have been, though.
I thought the first match was overtime, and
You're probably right.
I thought the Kingsway wrestler won the bout. It was just so loud in there, we couldn't hear ourselves think. Going to have a caution given to Deckard. Mike Williams again is the official in charge on the mat. Mark Evans working with him. Deckard was the #1 seed at this weight class. He had a technical fall over Mason of Clayton, and then a technical fall over Price of Overbrook to get to this point. Whedon, the #2 seed, had a 10-4 win over Priano of Delsea and a 12-7 win over Theo Apostoli of Williamstown.
Nothing yet. So these guys have met earlier, and they in a tight one here.
Time quickly running down. The last 10 seconds, the opening period, a scoreless period.
So warning against Kingsway.
And time runs out.
And I guess if depending on when Deptford ended up going to Pennsville, they could have met 1, 2, 3, 4 times before Regions even hit.
Yep.
And in Regions, can't you wrestle a couple times if you wind up in the wrestlebacks or
If
no?
you're in the wrestlebacks, yeah.
Right.
You could lose early in the tournament, get into the wrestlebacks, and if your opposite bracket continues to lose, you could meet for 3rd place. Or loses and then continues to win.
Right. Of course, Pennsville did not wrestle Kingsway this year, so that's not going to happen. But they could meet again 2 weeks in districts.
Yep.
For the 3rd time.
And Whedon is riding Deptford at this point. Throws the legs in. What he has to do there, if he throws the legs in, he's got to stretch his opponent out if he can. And you see what Deptford is doing. He's bunching up, trying to prevent being stretched out.
Of course, a lot of the Kingsway wrestlers dyeing their hair a few weeks ago. Little team unity there, Voj. You and I, we're just looking for hair. That'd be our unity there.
Here's Deptford trying to come out the back door now. So that's the problem when you throw legs in. You got to get them in there tight because now Deptford's going to get a reversal out of this.
And this is what I like. They don't award any points yet, Voj.
Not yet.
Well, Deptford doesn't even have any, though. That's the only problem there. He might have worked for the 2 and he just maybe get his 1. He might get the 1 here. There it is.
Pretty smart on Whedon's point to squirm out of harm's way and just only give up the 1 point.
So Dustin Deckard with the 1-0 lead.
And notice how he, in his neutral position out there, how he gets down low, gives a small target by getting down to 1 knee, which is okay if you're fast enough. And see what happens there. He was still down low, and Whedon stood up, and Deckard got in on the single. Whedon battling back to fight it off.
We're going to start fresh with 16 seconds left. 1-0 lead, Dustin Deckard of Pennsville. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was an overtime match. The paper just listed here in the box at 7-5, but I'm pretty sure you're right, Voj, that it was overtime.
Yeah, it was. It was a takedown, well, takedown that we thought right at the end of the period, and the official gave 2 points, but of course there was so much pandemonium noise in there that he had to go to the table and ask if he had given the 2 points before or after the buzzer, and of course they said after the buzzer, so it stayed a tie and went into overtime.
And if you remember, Voj, no tail person at the beginning of that match to tap the official.
After that bout, there was a towel tapper.
Yeah. Call that after the fact.
Yep.
Final period. Caution on the top wrestler, Deckard. 1-0 lead. He agrees with that call, Voj. I like college wrestling, Voj. You get that hand wrapped around, boom. No playing around.
They don't waste any time, boy.
Heard that from you again, Voj. Stealing all your stuff.
Whedon to his feet, now coming down, trying to get a crossface in there, works the escape.
We're tied at 1, so it looks like it could come down to a takedown unless we see some stall calls.
Either that or overtime.
I wasn't going to say that. Well, wouldn't it be the first time with these guys?
No. For the fact they started the year off that way.
Keep referencing that Camden Catholic match. That match Camden Catholic won 39-13, but there were a lot of close matches.
Oh, there were at least 3 one-point matches in there. I know there was the overtime match that started everything, and I think there was another 2-point loss for Kingsway in that match. And of course the bonus points. A lot of the bonus points went to Camden Catholic that night.
Right.
Again, you'll notice Deckard was down low on his takedown position, and what that prevents a lot of times is any kind of a duck under type move or somebody shooting for your legs if you've got your legs hidden.
Like a stalemate, as I say it. There it is. Yeah, but you looking, we had a 2:15 in that Camden Catholic Kingsway match. Posh beat McCauley 6-5. We had Schmidt beating Bushby 4-3. Masterson beating Renard 3-2. Dakota Moore beating Ryan Dorman 3-2. And a couple 2- and 3-point matches also.
Sure, so I mean, if 3 of those are reversed and you add 9 points to one team, subtract 9 from the other, you have a very close match.
And of course, I'm not even talking about the 7-5 match because that's 3 more. That's 12 and 12.
Yep. What would that make it?
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Now, 12 and 12, quick math, it's 27-25 Camden Catholic. Still would have won.
There you go. But, again, it looks a lot better.
Yeah, than 39-13.
Absolutely. Deckard in on the leg. If he lifts the leg and keeps his man in bounds, he switches also to a double. If he drives forward.
Whedon's not going to let him have it, Vogt.
Nope, they're both out of bounds, and they're still neutral. Great job by Whedon fighting that off.
Now we saw Guy Rislow in the corner with his son. We have Whedon's father, who's the trainer also over there in the corner with McConnell for Kingsway. And, hey, how about this? Whedon, can he steal a takedown, Vogt, at the buzzer?
Oh, my. Oh, my. Oh, my.
Wow. Well, he almost did that twice, Vogt.
Yep. Well, we have overtime.
Yes, we do. This is the last 52-pound match to go on, and the other 2 are finished. If I'm Whedon, I go right after him. Just attack.
We'll see.
Look at that, 20 and 8 and 22 and 1. Throw the records out the door. These 2 guys have met twice. Both times they've gone to overtime.
And the last time Deckard got the takedown in that first minute of overtime,
he's going to spin around, Vogt. He got the takedown, he won the match. Wow.
How about that?
Put that name Rob Whedon next to Catalano, Vogt.
Paybacks.
3-1 in overtime.
Got to be a big confidence booster for Rob Whedon.
And that is Whedon's. Whedon gives Kingsway their 2nd title tonight.
Yep.
To go along with Bushby. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more action from Williamstown after this timeout. Back at Williamstown, we take a look at the winner at 145, Vogt.
Rich Sparks of Schalick did a great job. He did. 2nd place was Mark Haig of Kingsway. 3rd place, Dan Willing of Williamstown. 4th place, John Hughes of Clearview, followed by Scott Kronberger of Delsea in 5th, and Carmen Carrero of Deptford in 6th place.
Okay, had a great match, Vogt, at 152. We get ready for 160 pounds.
160 pounds, Ben Lloyd from Delsea Regional High School, a senior with 23 wins and 6 losses this year, 72 career wins. Mark Gattuso of Kingsway, 22 and 6 this year with 61 career wins.
A senior from Delsea Regional High School, record 22 and 6.
Mark Gattuso, the #1 seed in this tournament, had a fall over Kyle Cullen of Schalick in the quarterfinals, a fall over Steve Magoli of Williamstown in the semifinals to reach this point. Ben Lloyd, a fall over Brian Eric of Clayton in the quarterfinals, and a fall over Rob Loeffler of Deptford in the semifinals. So both wrestlers got here by pinning all their opponents.
And these 2 guys met back in January 24th. Kingsway won the dual meet 54-15. And Gattuso was a 5-2 winner over Lloyd at 160 pounds.
So for Lloyd, it's a chance for a little redemption.
McIntyre asking if we're okay. To be honest with you, Vogt, you know what I can go for? Never mind. I don't want to endorse that kind of stuff during a high school event, but.
Mark Evans, the official in charge on the mat, and Mike Williams, the assistant in this match.
Gattuso looking to be the 3rd champion for Kingsway. Lloyd looking to be the 5th for Delsea.
You know, I didn't know this coming into the tournament, but there is team scoring as well in this tournament, and I think there's team scoring in each division. I think there'll be a Royal Division team winner and a Classic Division team winner.
Well, going into this, Kingsway and Delsea were 1-2. Schalick was right behind Delsea in 3rd coming into the final.
So I would presume that either Kingsway or Delsea will end up winning the Royal Division portion of this, and Schalick the Classic Division portion. Very interesting.
Well, I'm not a big fan of the team scoring in tournaments.
Well, I think this is neat that they're having this tournament because, as you mentioned, when you talked with Dan Antonelli, it was such an experience to be able to have Classic Division schools. Those wrestlers wrestle wrestlers from the Royal Division who might not meet during the year. So that matchup is pretty unique and pretty interesting. But also, if Delsea were to come out on top in team scoring against Kingsway, Kingsway kind of humbled them in a duel.
They were 100 points behind Vogt coming into the final, so that's a lot of ground to make up.
All I'm saying is that a lot of times
doesn't mean anything.
Dual meets will mean one thing, and wrestling in a tournament where you have other factors involved would mean something else. That's what I liked about the Brick Memorial Tournament this year. The fact there was no team scoring.
And you can have extra kids in, right?
And you could have extra kids entered into the tournament. Again, the finals there were much like the finals here. They were all run at one time, although they wrestled for 8 places there. So they have 4 mats out on the floor. Oh, nice ankle pick for a takedown.
So Gattuso with the first points and a 2-0 lead.
Nice quick move by Gattuso. Time running out in the first period, and Gattuso's going to escape this period with a 2-0 lead.
Of course, we saw Gattuso last week. He went to overtime with Cucinato, right, Vogt?
Yes.
That was another great match.
Well, that went the entire distance. A 1-minute overtime, 2 30-second tiebreaker periods, and then finally a sudden victory period where Cucinato had to ride out the whole 30 seconds to get the win. Something extremely tough to do anymore. Gattuso getting the escape. And a 3-0 lead.
Second time we've had a chance to see Gattuso. We saw him at the Camden Catholic match. He had a major 12-0 win over Brett McCormick in that match.
Very dominating performance in that match.
And he's one of those that core group of seniors, and there we go, another takedown. 5-0 lead.
That's what makes Kingsway such a good team this year, and a definite threat to win a sectional title and compete for a state championship. The fact that there's a good nucleus of seniors who have gelled well together. Of course, if you've been following the team and seeing Bushby at 2 different weight classes, there's a possibility where he was at 19 earlier in the year, might be at 25 during tournament time.
And it'll be interesting once it gets to the group playoffs too, because I talked about this. It looks like they're a shoe-in. Hate to do that, bro. Shoe-in in South Jersey. And I'm looking. I mean, High Point lost to Jackson, but everybody loses to Jackson. But Jackson handled them pretty well. But I would think High Point and Kingsway are 2 teams in Group 3 that you got to look at right now as the top 2 teams.
think there's any question. The stalling warning given to, I'm not sure.
They're both wearing red. I think that's Kingsway. I get it right. I think Delsea's wearing the red.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, I think that because usually the home team is the green team. And on the scoreboard, it's 5-0 in favor of the home wrestler. So I would presume that was Delsea Warren for stalling. Start the third period with a 5-0 lead for Gattuso.
Of course, we talked about it before. A lot of these guys will be wrestling in 2 weeks in the districts.
Yeah, and so what happens today, if they didn't meet during the season, what happens today will have a bearing on what happens in the district. Now, what happens if one wrestler won the dual meet and the other wrestler wins today? Who gets the...
I thought you said it's the last match.
That's correct.
I think you're just testing me to see if I was paying attention, but you said that at the beginning. That's one of the few times I listened to you, Voge.
Yeah, anytime you have two wrestlers split, the most recent decision is going to be the one that carries more weight when you get into a seating meeting.
Well, Gattuso is very impressive. He's already beat Lloyd once this year, and he's up 5-0 here with a minute left in the third.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. He's establishing his superiority should this ever come down to discussion in a head-up match. Got a stalling warning and a point given to Delsea.
So the warning obviously was on Gattuso that time.
Yep.
Wow. Or maybe I missed one. It's also going to be interesting, Votes, to see where Dustin Deckard goes. Does he go 52 or does he go 60? Does he move into this weight class? Does he want to go with another round with Rob Whedon?
Yep.
Or a couple rounds, districts and regions.
Yeah, escape makes it 5-2. Gattuso still in complete control. Yeah, you're right. I mean, you have to look at it that way. Because with no 50% rule in effect this year, there's a spin behind for a takedown. No 50% rule in effect, they can go anywhere they want to.
As long as they're certified.
As long as they're certified, you're absolutely correct.
7-2 lead, under 10 seconds. Gattuso's going to pick up a title, which will be Kingsway's third.
Excellent job by Gattuso.
He's a 7-2 winner over Ben Boyd of Delsea. We'll take a break and be back with more action. Stay with us. Back at Williamstown High School, Vogue, why don't you go through the winners at 152?
Place winner is first place, Rob Whedon of Kingsway. Second, Dustin Deckard of Pennsville. Theo Apostoli of Williamstown was third, and Brandon Price of Overbrook fourth. Sean Mantisi of Deptford was fifth, and Steve Mason of Clayton was sixth.
As we get ready for 171 pounds, Tom McCauley at Kingsway, Jim Hassett of Williamstown. We saw Hassett go 189 in the showcase last week against Flannery of West Deptford. This is his second time he's meeting McCauley. Lost 5-2 in a dual meet earlier on in the year when Kingsway beat Williamstown 59-3.
Tom McCauley is seniors, 23-5 this year, 47 career wins. Jim Hassett, a junior from Williamstown, 23-6 this year, 53-9 in his career. McCauley was the top seed at this weight class, won by a fall over Devin Pizzo of Clearview in the quarterfinals, and 3-1 decision over C.J. Delia.
That was Cumberland, not Clearview.
Cumberland, I'm sorry. C.J. Delia of Clearview in the semifinals. Hassett, the number 2 seed, won by technical fall over Francisco Puella of Gloucester Catholic in the quarters, and beat John Stranovich of Pennsville 4-2 in the semifinals.
I love giving you the hard names, Vogue.
Thank you.
McCauley looking impressive last week with his win over Zach Rainwald of Paulsboro in the showcase, and he's got that ankle. Potentially dangerous.
Potentially dangerous because of the way something was twisted. Probably a knee. Jim White, the official on the mat. Tom Reynolds, the assistant. McCauley was very impressive last week when we saw him in the showcase on his feet.
There you see it there again. Was he going to have enough room to get this takedown?
He's persistent. And notice how when he gets to that sideline, how he turns his man back in. Very good mat savvy by McCauley to get the takedown.
McCauley with the 2-0 lead. You talked about him beating Delia 3-1 to get to the final. That's the second time he wrestled Delia this year. Beat him 5-2 in a dual meet. First, Delia was a District 29 champion last year at 171.
And that ends the first period with McCauley in front, 2-0. And he'll take down to start the second.
And you see those 5 losses. You know, one of those losses, because a lot of people, you see the losses, you don't know where they came from, but he moved up to 215, I believe, Voch, for that Camden Catholic match. That's a lot of weight to give up. And he lost by a point.
Yeah.
2-1 on the escape.
Yeah, Hassett started
McCauley right back in, though.
With a freestyle position. So he gives up the escape, and he's got to be careful. He's going to give up even more.
I'm sorry, 3-0. I said 2-1.
Watch McCauley on his feet, because this is where he has really made a lot of points this year. A lot of times wrestlers will tie up with the arms, and they'll either hook onto the elbow or the wrist to try and get their the opponent's arms out of the way when they go down for a leg, just like that. McCauley lifting, getting behind to grab the other leg. He could get the takedown. Hassett still fighting for the position himself, and they go out of bounds.
McCauley back to the center with that 3-0 lead.
Seconds ago in the second period. In the showcase, who did Hassett wrestle in that showcase?
Flannery of West Deptford.
Flannery, and Flannery won that by a point.
2-1, wasn't it? 2-1.
And that was on a stalling point, so that was kind of surprising. Although Flannery is a very good wrestler. Again, McCauley in on a single, trying to spin behind.
We'll go to the third, a 3-0 lead for McCauley.
Hassett will take the down or defensive position. McCauley's going to make a decision here whether they want to break him down and try and ride him, or whether they want to cut him early and battle him on his feet. That answers that. If you let him go.
Got to take him down, 3-1. Of course, if you let him go and it's only a 2-point match, now you better take him down or not get taken down.
Yes. You see a Hassett takedown here would tie the match up, so McCauley has to be astute on his feet. Hassett trying to reach behind and control an ankle. Pretty much a stalemate situation.
And that's what we have.
Interestingly, during the matches we've seen today, there hasn't been an overabundance of stalling calls, which is good to see.
And as you said, Votes, we just get a warning on Williamstown wrestler Hassett. 5-2 last time they wrestled. This time it's 3-1 with 56 seconds left. Of course, Camden County starting their tournament the same weekend, Vogue. First year on that for that. Not allowing the parochial schools in, though.
Yeah, interestingly, a public schools tournament, and virtually all the schools are there. I think Eastern had a previously scheduled quad, so Eastern's not there. They're up against Kittatinny.
And I'm sure after knocking off Kittatinny, they're probably pretty happy to not be in that tournament, because that's just a big win.
A huge
for
win.
Eastern.
Huge win for Eastern. McCauley with the lead. Time's running out for Hassett.
Under 8 seconds. McCauley smart. He doesn't want to get taken down. Can afford to back up. And that's it. Final score 3-1. So Kingsway's on a little roll, Vogue. They win their 4th championship, 3rd in a row.
And showing why they have the competitive team they have this year.
3-1 win for McCauley over Hassett at 171 pounds. We're going to take a break. 3 more to go. We'll be back after this break. Back at Williamstown, Vogue, why don't you go through 160 for us?
160 pounds, the champion, Mark Gattuso of Kingsway. Runner-up, Ben Lloyd of Delsea. 3rd place, Steve Magoli of Williamstown. Rob Loeffler of Deptford was 4th. Aaron Couts of Clearview was 5th. And Brian Errett of Clayton was 6th.
Okay,
Great job by those guys.
Exactly, 189 pounds. Eric Lasowski of Clearview, Joe Grisco of Highland.
Lasowski, a junior from Clearview, 12-5 this year, 42 career wins. Joe Grisco of Highland, a sophomore, so 2 underclassmen. Record of 22-2 this year with 48 career wins. Nice takedown by Grisco.
Grisco looking for a little revenge. He lost to Lasowski 13-8, one of his 2 losses. That back on the 17th of January.
Both these wrestlers were not top seeded in this tournament. Lasowski was the number 5 seed, won 2-0 over Harris of Glassboro in the quarterfinals, and then beat Colin Dwyer of Schalick 4-0 in the semis. Grisco, the number 3 seed, won by 6-0 over Rivera of Overbrook in the quarters, and 10-3 over Rick DeMartin of Kingsway in the semifinals. As we mentioned before, Lasowski from Clearview, so he's coached by John Marinelli. Grisco from Highland, coached by DJ Gore. Oh my.
I knew that would get us an oh my.
Oh my.
And 2 back points in a 4-0 lead.
But came very, very close of putting Lasowski away on that move. Lasowski had to move in a hurry just to keep from getting pinned. Good job.
Grisco trying to avenge that loss from earlier on in the year. 10 seconds left in the period as a 4-0 lead. Budge, looking at Briscoe and the Highland colors, is it safe for me to say, and just, everything can always be debated, Highland High School is home to the greatest wrestler in South Jersey history, Joe Melchiori? I mean, I know there's been a lot of great ones, and I say high school because everybody's going to say Darryl Burley.
Right.
But I'm saying high school wrestler.
Well, among the high school wrestlers, he ranks right up there among the all-time greats. I think Ryan Goodman was an excellent wrestler for Absegami a few years back, but Joey Melchiori set the tone, I think, for a lot of wrestlers to follow him. And, you know, I think he had 99 consecutive wins in his career. He won 3 state titles. You know, and then he went on to college, was a 4-time All-American. So he kind of like set the bar, and everybody's been challenging that bar ever since.
125 wins and 3 losses in his career, bro. It's pretty good.
Excellent. Excellent. One-point escape.
Now 5-0. First, I don't know where those tapes are anymore, if they even still exist, but we actually saw one of his losses in the early days on Channel 5. I think Doug Taylor of Millville beat him in the regions.
In the region finals. Other loss that year was to a wrestler from Pemberton in a dual meet during the sectionals. And then his other loss was in the state tournament, when those days there were no wrestlebacks, or he might have come back and finished 3rd in the state as a freshman.
It's all Briscoe here, 5-0.
Controlling the tempo of the match. Tom Reynolds, the official in charge on the match. Jim White is his assistant. Lasowski trying to spin around, get the motion going one way, and then maybe shrug and go the other, but Briscoe has got a leg. He gets him off balance and lifts it high enough, comes right down, he can get the takedown, and he gets it.
7-0.
Very impressed with Briscoe right now. Not an everyday name.
Well, he only has 2 losses. As I said, one of them to Lasowski, but only has 2 losses this year.
Yep.
Those Highlands starting to come back. 12-6 this year, Boach.
Briscoe and Daniels are 2 of the reasons. We'll see Daniels upcoming. At the end of 2 periods, it's 7-0. Briscoe in complete control. Lasowski will start the final period down.
It's going to be a treat, Vogue, at 189 when we get the regions to see that Mac Mancuso. Love to see a matchup just because of the styles and the bodies. Mancuso and Hodges of Paulsboro.
Should be very interesting. Of course, Mancuso, having beaten Vince Jones a year ago, I think he opened many eyes. Vince Jones.
No, Vince Jones is the guy from Winslow who graduated 2 years ago. Was in Nebraska. Jamal went back to Delaware.
Okay, that's right, the cousin. But you know, that opened a lot of eyes around the state.
Warning on Lasowski. 7-0 lead. Now 7-1. But yeah, Briscoe, a sophomore wrestling at this weight class. It's always impressive when you see a sophomore at this weight class and the kind of record he has.
Sure. I mean, 189, this could be a handful for Hodges should they meet. And then
Hodges also one of those sophomores at this weight class.
Yep.
Mancuso's a sophomore. There's a sophomore from Lower Cape May who came into this weekend 21-3. That's pretty impressive at this weight class.
Very impressive.
Another takedown, by the way, Vogue.
Very impressive.
9-1 lead.
You know, and usually the Paramount wrestlers at 189, 215 and heavyweight are generally upperclassmen, usually juniors and seniors. And to see that many sophomores ranked as you see another escape, pretty impressive. 9-2. Briscoe, very impressive.
He's going to give Highland their second champion. Whereas the other one, Catalano, who's the story of the tournament. There you see DJ Gore and his staff over at Highland. Second championship. Both of those guys sophomores.
Bodes well for the future.
Yeah. I don't know what the other 12 weight classes will look like, but yeah. As I said, they're starting to come back. Picked up 12 wins. Okay, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with 2:15 after this timeout. Hooray, and welcome back. Got me in another conversation, Votes. Why don't you go through the place winners at 71?
All right, 171 pounds. The winner, Tom McCulley of Kingsway. Second, Jim Hassett of Williamstown. John Starcevich of Pennsville was third. C.J. Dealey of Clearview fourth. Devin Pizzo of Cumberland was fifth, and Louis Rivera of Overbrook finished sixth.
215 votes. Cody Berry of Kingsway. Mike Daniels of Highland.
Mike Daniels recently committed to the University of Iowa for football. Mike Daniels, a senior, 24-1 this year, 78 career wins. Cody Berry, a senior for Kingsway, 20 wins, 9 losses this year, 63 career wins. Oh my!
Right to his back, Votes.
My. Oh my!
31 seconds. Third champion for Highland. I was just going to say, Daniels beat him 6-2 last time. Must have been a pretty tough match, but 31 seconds, he pins him.
Oh, brother.
Wow.
Didn't even get a chance to say how they got there, but I'll do that now. Daniels committed as the #1 seed, had a 37-second fall against Schalick, had a 117 fall against Scott of Pensgrove, and a 31-second fall in the finals. There's another candidate for outstanding wrestler.
Well, Voach, you know, that banter, we can analyze this match about 5 times. It's 31 seconds, but look at this.
So just there you go, just classic. Pick him up and see the half is open right there, and he capitalizes, goes right for it, gets a reverse half, and pins his opponent. Cody Berry had advanced with a 44-second fall in the first round, 124 against Lloyd of Overbrook in the second round, and 140 against Anderson of Delsea in the third round. So both wrestlers entered that final having pinned their way there. And of course, Daniels very impressive in that bout.
Well, you know what's interesting, Voach, is that Daniels was actually supposed to be the 215-pounder and buried a heavyweight last week, but Daniels was going on that trip to Iowa. Would have been interesting to see him and Silvestro match up last week.
Would it ever?
Wow, well that was pretty impressive. Here we go. We're going to another one of the other mats, Voach. This is mat 3. See what's going on. A 2-0 lead for.
We got Al Carr of AJ Carr of Pennsville, Steve Connors of Pitman. So it's Pennsville and Pitman.
It looks like Schalick and somebody, Voach.
Oh, I'm
Pennsville
sorry.
and Schalick, Voach, 215.
Sorry, I was looking at 215.
That's where we are.
I mean, I was looking at 275.
That's Ortega, it looks like, from Schalick.
Ortega of Schalick and Iman of Pennsville. Zach Ortega, Paul Ironman. They are wrestling for 5th place on that mat.
I think everybody's in awe of that last performance of Daniels.
Well, the stands was a lot of buzzing going on, and obviously should be. Great performance. 2-0 the score. They go out of bounds. Ortega of Schalick, Ironman of Pennsville.
Just speaking to the coaching staff over at Highland, he hasn't lost in state Daniels votes. He lost to a kid from a prep school in an early season tournament, but hasn't lost in a dual meet or hasn't lost anyone from South Jersey.
Wow. Very impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive. Well, anybody that's going to get a scholarship to the University of Iowa for football,
Obviously a great athlete.
it's got to be a great athlete.
My question to you is, what's home, red or green?
Well, green is usually the home team.
There you go. That's something you think I would have learned a long time ago, Voch. Never paid attention, always could figure it out on my own. So tell me a little bit about these two guys, Voch. Well, they're both obviously in the Tri-County Classic division. Schalick and Pennsville. Schalick in the playoffs. Pennsville not in the playoffs, I'll tell you that.
Well, Pennsville and Schalick should have wrestled each other this year, right?
Yep, I'm going there right now. Right to the Bible. Schalick winning 39-25. Back on the 8th of January.
That was BD, right? Before Decker?
Oh, yeah, I think so. I think so, because I was trying to figure out what you were saying there. Throwing me off with that one also.
Third and final period. Ironman is down for Pennsville. Sits out, turns in.
Ortega wrestled heavyweight back then, both.
Gets a switch. Picks up 2 more points. So Ironman of Pennsville is in the lead. And of course you notice he has a red anklet on, so green is home.
Exactly.
He wrestled heavyweight back then?
Yeah.
So they didn't meet?
No, they did not. Ortega lost his match, actually, 5-1 to A.J. Carr. Ironman lost to Collins Wire at 2:15.
And today, A.J. Carr is wrestling heavyweight.
Of course, this is not the finals, Vogue. This isn't for what, 5th and 6th?
This is for 5th place. Unique concept here in this inaugural Tri-County Conference tournament. 3 mats down. So wrestling was going on all at the same time, but what they're doing, as you see the escape, is finishing up a weight class by weight class. So this is the 3rd and final match in this weight class. 1st and 2nd ended in a hurry with Mike Daniels pinning Cody Burry in 31 seconds. We didn't see who won 3rd place, but that match is also over. This is for 5th place.
And a minute left, 4-1 lead.
Beautiful facility here.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. By the way, let's thank the people in the truck, obviously doing a great job and inside on cameras.
As always.
I know I had laser surgery, but my eyes can't see too well to see who's all the way up top there. Could be Curry. Garland, Fred on cameras. In the truck, Billy O. I'm assuming Darren Leary, and of course, Stan Ritter. Oh, Mike Farinelli, not Billy O'Brien.
There you go.
On audio. So there you go. There's our props to the truck.
And where's Freddie Booker today?
Except Fred, he's behind you.
He's behind me. No wonder I couldn't see him.
Of course, Vogue is not going to turn around. One thing about working with you, Vogue, is this is that banter they talk about. We get padded seats because you can't sit on the regular seats.
Yeah.
And there will be a team champion, a classic, and the Royal, and an outstanding wrestler. We already awarded that outstanding wrestler. Catalano, right?
Well, Catalano, Daniels has to be in the running.
Yes, he does, but I'll go with Catalano.
Yeah, very
knocking
impressive.
off Wilcox and Renard, that's very impressive. I don't have a vote.
Well, we could each put down our 3 choices and go 5 for first choice.
I mean, it doesn't matter. We don't get a vote. Is what I'm
Oh.
saying. Our vote doesn't count.
No.
Who actually wins this?
You want one? I'll tell them to take a vote from
Nah, that's
Mondelli.
okay. I think they heard me.
4-1, the final score.
We're going to take a break. We'll be back with the final match after this timeout. Go ahead, Voj. What do we got here at 189?
189 pounds. Joe Grisco of Highland was the champion. Eric Lasowski of Clearview, the runner-up. Rick DeMartin of Kingsway was third. Colin Dwyer of Schalick was fourth. Mike Castellini of Woodstown was fifth. And Laverne Harris of Glassboro was sixth.
Okay, now we get ready for the heavyweight match. And what do we got here at heavyweight?
In the heavyweight match, we got a couple big guys out there. Tamir Sharper of Pennsgrove going up against Arnett Pointer from Overbrook. Tamir Sharper, a senior, 20 wins, 2 losses this year, 51 career wins. Arnett Pointer of Overbrook, 19-4 this year. He's also a senior.
Well, it's funny when you see how Pointer got here. He got here the hard way to ride out over Steve Connors at Pitman.
Very difficult to do, especially when you're in the heavyweight ranks. Sharper of Pennsgrove was the number 4 seed. He won by fall against Williams of Clayton, then he won by fall against A.J. Carr of Pennsville.
And he's in trouble right here, though.
Oh, my. Oh, my. See the official signaling out of bounds.
Got to bring him back in.
Yep. The one official who has the hold is still inbounds. As soon as he took that left foot and stepped on the out of bounds line, you have to break it.
4-0 lead for Pointer. Pennsgrove and Overbrook.
Pointer, as you mentioned, a ride out over Connor of Pitman to get to the final. Previously, he had a win by fall against Rivera of Delsea.
Lock of hands. Oh
my. Oh, my.
A little change of fortune right here,
my.
This is going to end quick.
Brother. Sharper's got his man in deep trouble.
Plus, he's going to pick up a point
for locking hands. So it's at least a 6-point move, if not a fall. Oh, my.
20 seconds.
Got to sink that half deep, and he's got a pin. Lift the head. Oh, my.
There's the fall. 12 seconds left. And Pennsgrove picks up their first title. So Sharper, after being down 4-0, battles back with the big move and wins at heavyweight.
Seems like it was longer than that. Or short, longer, 38 seconds?
No, that's 12.2.
Oh, 12.2, okay.
12.2 on the clock.
I was going to say.
Meanwhile, on the other mat to our left, Andrew Prince is in control of his match as we swing over to my left against Lawrence Williams of Clayton. And that quickly I speak, and that quickly it's over. Andrew Prince wins for 5th place.
Oh my, Sharper put on quite a performance there.
Of course, Voj, we talked about this earlier. There's going to be a first place title to the team from the Classic and from the Royal Division, and an Outstanding Wrestler Award. And obviously, it looks like it's pretty much going to be Kingsway and probably Schalick. The Outstanding Wrestler, I mean, we're going to give our own. Catalano, I know you like Daniels with the pins. Catalano knocking off the top 2 seeds, so I think that's him. But a great tournament. Mackler did a great job. Fenimore did a great job. Everybody, all the coaches and ADs that had something to do with this, the trainers, it's just a great job.
Excellent job. I mean, you put on a production like this, it's got to be a compliment to all the Tri-County coaches and athletic directors. And of course, the truth to the kids, they put the show on.
Okay, Voj, well, for everybody that helped us out here in the crew, everybody here at Williamstown, I'm John Mondelli. We'll see you next time on Channel 5.